Focus is a spiritual and business discipline. Welcome to another episode of Francois Entrepreneur. I am your host, Davidson. Today, we are stepping into a topic that many people think they understand, but very few actually master. In a world that is louder, faster, and more distracting than ever before, we are going to talk about the one thing that separates the dreamers from the achievers. We are talking about the fact that focus is a spiritual and business discipline. This is not just about a to-do list or a calendar app. This is about the fundamental way you direct your soul and your energy to create a legacy. If you have ever felt like you are running in 10 different directions but getting nowhere, this episode is specifically for you. Stay tuned as we dive deep into how to sharpen your mind and align your spirit for ultimate success. Welcome back. I am Davidson, and today on Francois Entrepreneur, we are exploring the profound connection between our internal focus and our external results. Most people treat focus like a productivity hack, but for the true entrepreneur, it is much more than that. It is a discipline that requires both spiritual grounding and business strategy. To help you master this, I have broken down our discussion into 6 key numerical points that will help you reframe how you spend your most valuable asset, which is your attention. Point number 1, the definition of focus is sanctified attention. In a spiritual context, when we focus on something, we are giving it life. Think of your attention as a beam of light. When that light is scattered, it is dim and provides little warmth. But when you use a magnifying glass to focus that same light into a single point, it has the power to start a fire. In business, your focus is that magnifying glass. To be a Francois entrepreneur, you must treat your work time as a sacred space. This means when you are working on your vision, you are not just performing a task, you are honoring your calling. By sanctifying your attention, you refuse to let the trivial things of the world interrupt the monumental work you were born to do. This requires a level of reverence for your own time and your own potential. Point number 2, the high price of the multitasking delusion. We have been lied to for decades. We were told that being able to do 5 things at once was a badge of honor. In reality, multitasking is a form of spiritual and professional fragmentation. Every time you switch your gaze from a deep business strategy to a notification on your phone, you pay a cognitive tax. It takes your brain several minutes to regain the depth of thought you had before the interruption. If you do this 20 times a day, you have effectively wasted hours of high-level thinking. From a spiritual perspective, multitasking prevents you from being present. If you are not present, you cannot hear the quiet voice of intuition that guides your best business decisions. True power comes from doing one thing at a time with your whole heart and your whole mind. Point number 3, deep work as a meditative state. There is a concept known as deep work, which is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. But I want to take that a step further. Deep work is a form of meditation. When you are so involved in a project that you lose track of time, you are in a state of flow. This is where the spirit and the intellect meet. In this state, you are not just working, you are receiving. You are receiving insights, creative solutions, and innovative ideas that are simply not available to a cluttered mind. To achieve this, you must schedule long blocks of time, perhaps 3 or 4 hours, where the world is shut out. This is where the real growth happens for any Francois entrepreneur. Point number 4, to understand the power of this discipline, we must look at a relevant case study. Let us look at the return of Steve Jobs to Apple in 1997. At that time, Apple was a company in total chaos. They were manufacturing dozens of different versions of Macintosh computers and various peripherals. They were losing hundreds of millions of dollars and were less than 90 days away from total bankruptcy. When Jobs stepped back in, he did not add more products. He did not try to compete by doing everything. Instead, he practiced the spiritual discipline of focus. He sat the team down and drew a simple grid on a whiteboard, 2 columns and 2 rows. On the top, he wrote consumer and professional. On the side, he wrote desktop and portable. He told his team that they were going to stop making everything else and focus entirely on 4 great products, 1 for each box. People thought he was crazy. They thought the company needed more variety to survive. But by focusing all the company's spiritual, creative, and financial energy on just 4 items, they were able to achieve excellence. That focus saved Apple and turned it into the most valuable company in the world. This is the perfect example of how the discipline of saying no to the many allows you to say a powerful yes to the few. Point number 5. Spiritual alignment and business intuition. When your focus is sharp, your intuition becomes a superpower. In the world of entrepreneurship, things move fast. You have to make decisions with limited information. If your mind is a storm of 1,000 different distractions, you cannot feel the right path. However, when you practice focus as a daily discipline, you quiet the external noise. This silence allows your inner wisdom to surface. You start to notice patterns in the market that others miss. You feel a sense of peace about a specific deal or a specific hire. This is the spiritual side of business. It is not about magic. It is about the clarity that comes from a disciplined mind. A Francois entrepreneur knows that a clear head is worth more than a busy calendar. Point number 6, setting boundaries as a sacred act. To maintain focus, you must become a guardian of your gates. This means setting hard boundaries. You must say no to meetings that do not have a clear purpose. You must say no to opportunities that look good on paper, but do not align with your core mission. Many people struggle with this because they want to be liked. But as an entrepreneur, your primary responsibility is to your vision. Setting boundaries is not about being cold, it is about being committed. When you protect your time, you are showing the universe that you take your mission seriously. This discipline builds a level of self-respect that radiates through your entire business. People will begin to respect your time because they see how much you respect it yourself. As we wrap up today's episode, I want you to take a moment of silence. Reflect on where your energy has been going lately. Have you been throwing pebbles into 100 different ponds, or have you been carving a deep channel for a single, powerful river? Remember that focus is not just a way to get more done. It is a way to become more. It is a spiritual discipline that aligns your inner self with your outer goals. When you master your focus, you master your life. Being a Francois entrepreneur means having the courage to ignore the noise so you can hear the symphony of your own success. It is not easy, but it is the only path to true greatness. You have the power within you to shut out the world and build something that lasts. I hope this episode has inspired you to sharpen your focus and take control of your journey. If you found value in these insights, please make sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast right now. Your support helps us continue to bring you the best educational and motivational content for your entrepreneurial path. For more deep dives, articles, and resources designed to help you thrive in both business and spirit, please visit our official website at www.francoisentrepreneur.org. Thank you for listening. I am Davidson, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.